Hi, how y'all doing? I'm going to talk to you today in this video. Why are there extreme pockets of poverty? I see it everywhere. I see it in the United States. I see it overseas. I have been wondering about this for 20 to 30 years. It seems like we are powerless to stop it. But why do we have these extreme pockets of poverty? We have it in the United States, we have it in the Philippines, Korea, everywhere. Why? Why do we have people without a sewer system? Why do we have people living in ramshackle houses? Why do we have people living in graveyards? Well, let me get one point out of the way first, okay? Excuse me, itching. Okay, you have super rich people. Okay, they get their money not because they understand money, but because they don't. You got these super rich people that get money through manipulation. They get money through exploitation. So they pay people 1 cent an hour, 5 cents an hour to manufacture blouses and bicycles and whatever. They don't pay them a living wage. Forget a pension. They don't even pay them a living wage. That contributes to them being the poorest of the poor. If you pay people a living wage when they're young, they won't be so dirt poor when they're old, to tell the truth. Some people are forced into prostitution. You see that in the Asian countries, Vietnam, Korea. You see people in one particular country, they actually go to this other country to engage in prostitution. When the truth is, if the original country had given these women a decent job, they wouldn't have to go overseas to become prostitutes. Okay, but the problem is this particular country will not give these women a decent job, so they go overseas actually to become prostitutes because the men in their own country don't even have any money. Okay, so look, we have all these super rich people in the world that's sucking up all the resources. They're sucking up all the oil, all the gas, all the gold, all the silver, all the platinum. They're sucking up all the resources, and they're not doing anything to help these extremely poor people. They're not building sewer systems. They're not building dams to keep the water back. They don't care what happens to these extremely poor people. They're not doing anything to help the poor people in America or the poor people overseas. Nothing. They're not giving them microloans to start a business. Now, so let's just say there's an ABC billionaire. He would not even give $1,000 loan to some poor person in some other country just so they can start a business. Wouldn't even give him $1,000, and the billionaire makes $1,000 in a minute. These super rich people are selfish. They're extremely selfish. They're extremely rich, and they are extremely selfish. And guess what? They're not taking nothing with them in the next life. But let's get that out of the way. That's one reason why we have these extreme pockets of poverty. You have the super rich who are super selfish. Another reason, the second reason, is that extremely poor people are dumb. Okay? The Bible says to get wisdom, and above all, get understanding. We need wisdom. Poor people, extremely poor people, need wisdom. If you're living in the woods, you need to buy the woods, or whatever lot that you're living on, you need to buy that. Okay? If you're in the South and you don't have a sewer system, you in a poorly built house, you need wisdom on how to build your own sewer system and how to construct a better home. Okay? Now, of course, if you don't have a sewer system and you're in the South of Louisiana, Alabama, somewhere, you're technically off the grid. So what you have to do is build you an off the grid toilet. That's what you have to do, actually. We don't have poor people. I may as well say we, okay? We don't have any wisdom on how to grow vegetables, how to plant trees, apple trees, or whatever, how to stretch our food dollars. Even if you're eating oodles and noodles for breakfast, you still need to stretch the oodles and noodles. Add some vegetables or something. Okay, there are some people, let's look at number one. There are some people who are living in the graveyards. They're actually living in the graveyards, and they actually have children every 9 months. Now, how is it that you live in a graveyard and you having babies every 9 months. See, you're not using wisdom. You need to keep your legs closed or go get you some birth control. Okay? Now, let's look at the moderately priced hotels. I mean, hotels that cost between $30 and $50 a day. Most of these are run by Indians and Pakistanis. They don't make repairs. They keep them dirty and nasty. They do not. Why? Because they don't do that in their own country. They don't clean up in their own country. They will not use bleach to get rid of the mold that is in the hotels, which is all it takes. They don't paint. They don't repair it. So what happens is that the hotels get in disrepair when eventually the city just condemns the property. I have seen that happen. Why? Because the Indians in Pakistan, they don't clean up in their own country. If you look at some of the houses in these countries, you see the walls are dirty. Nobody cleans the walls. The walls are dirty on the inside. The walls are dirty on the outside. So they don't clean up in their own country. They're not going to clean up here either. Okay? See, that's dumb. That's dumb. You don't clean up in Pakistan and India, so you don't clean up here, even if you do own a hotel. That makes no sense. Now, Central Americans. Now, look, I'm not being racist. I'm being real. I'm not racist. I'm real. The Central Americans are dumb. They come to America illegally, dumb. Stay here, still dumb. Get deported, still dumb. Let me give you an example. A lady from Guatemala, she came to the United States, dumb, deported, dumb. She said, well, when my child was in United States, she was better fed. She ate yogurt and everything. What is yogurt? Yogurt is just milk, sugar, and fruit. They have all of that in Central America. All she has to do is go buy a cow. She got milk. Mangoes and papayas grow in Central America. That's all she got to do is go buy it, get it. She doesn't know how to grow a papaya. How is it she doesn't know how to grow a papaya? All you got to do is put the seed in the ground. Okay? See, her problem is that she's dumb. She thinks America's going to solve her problem of being dumb, but America is not. America cannot solve her problem of being dumb. Okay? Now, a lot of Central Americans that go back to Central America, they don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to build. They don't know how to barber hair, do anything. So what do? They come here, pretend that they can build a $200,000 house, and the stupid contractors are stupid enough to hire them to build a $200,000 house, even though they have no certification that they are carpenters. None whatsoever. Okay, so there's nothing to do here but get on welfare and have babies every 9 months, which is what is going on. So they stay dumb when they're in America. They don't study how to garden. They don't study how to build. They don't study how to do anything. So when they get deported, they're still dumb. When they get deported, they are still dumb. So what the Central Americans need is wisdom. How to farm, how to plant, how to garden, how to do hair, build, etc., etc. America's not going to solve their problem. Because if they dumb in Central America, come to America, they're still dumb. They're going to get deported. They're still dumb. Now, the Central Americans have dumbed down the schools. Now, I'm not being racist. I'm being real. Even the teachers say that. The teachers say that they would normally have like a 30-question test. They have reduced it down to 20 questions. Okay? They have dumbed down the schools. They bully the white kids, and they bully the black kids. And you take like my neighborhood, it looks like Little Mexico. It's trash everywhere. It actually stinks. My neighborhood actually stinks. There's trash everywhere because they just take trash and throw it. They throw it in my yard. I'm constantly having to pick up trash out of the yard. Why? Because, look, they do that in Mexico, just throw trash on the ground. Mexico stinks. Guatemala stinks. Honduras stinks. So they do the same thing in America. So why contractors hire them to build a $200,000 house, I don't know. Because they don't build it in Central America, why are they building it now, okay? So America really cannot solve the problem of Central America if they don't have if the adults don't have any job skills. And frankly, I hear a lot of the adults can't even read. So how in the world you come to America if you're an adult and you're illiterate? America cannot solve that problem. You have to solve that problem in your own country. A Mexican kid told me the other day that his mother can hardly read. He cannot hardly read. That explains why I kept asking him, well, why don't you read this and read that to find out this, to find out that? Until I understood what he was saying. He was going between Spanish and English. I understand what he was saying. He was saying that I can't read. I said, well, is there anybody in your house that can help you? No, my mother can't read. My sister can't read. My brother can't read. Okay, so I can't help him there. I mean, he's really too old for me to be teaching how to read. He's really too old, okay? So how can I help him there? His mother can't read. His sister can't read. His brother can't read. They're all illiterate. I can't help him there. America can't help him either. Now, right now, there's a caravan of at least 1,500 Central Americans on their way to the United States. Now, see, that's dumb. That makes no sense because, okay, a caravan of 1,500 is on their way to America, and America deports 3,000 at least per month. So that doesn't make any sense. They're going to be stopped at the border and deported. That's a wasted trip. It's a harrowing, wasted trip. Now, let's look at Korea. Now, the Koreans I'll give them credit. They do have some knowledge of building because there are some tall skyscrapers, I guess you would say, in Korea. But Koreans have no concept of clean or organization. You see trash everywhere in Korea. They just throw trash everywhere. And you see that here. Whenever they have a laundromat, you see wall-to-wall trash all around the laundromat, in the laundromat and around the laundromat. Wall-to-wall trash. Why? They just throw it away. And they don't bother to clean it. They have no concept of clean, no concept of organization. Okay, inside and out. Now, about 20 years ago, it's probably longer than that, I asked this black man, I said, I wonder why Koreans always come here and make money. They only come here with $1 in their pocket. And you know what he told me? He said they may have $1 in the pocket, but they have $1 million worth of knowledge. That's what he said. They understand how to make a living. Koreans understand that you have to sell something every day. Koreans go out there and sell something every day, even if they just make $1 a day, $5 a day. They go out there and sell something every day. They cut hair. They sell food. They sell clothing. They sell something. So when they come to America, they do the same thing. Koreans know how to make $1. I give them that credit, but they just don't have any concept of clean in organizations and all that, organizational skills and all that. So part of the problem, now I get it. Like I said, the first reason is that they're super rich people and they're stingy and dumb. But you know what? Part of the reason why there are extreme pockets of poverty is our own fault, because we are dumb. We're dumb about money. We don't understand how to make $1. A teenager can make $1. If you're in the projects, you can make $1. You can go out there, you can sell something in the project, sell cornbread, corn muffins, cookies, something every day. If you're in the projects, you can sell something. We have no poor people, and extremely poor people have no knowledge of how to sell stuff. There are rich people who are dumb. There are rich churches that are dumb, rich ministries that are dumb. How do I know that? Because they're going bankrupt. The only way they know how to get money is to ask us in the partner letter for some more money for the next project. We need some tables. We need some wood. We need some lawn equipment. Help us pay for it. We need you to send a $30 offering so we can buy new lawn equipment, so we can buy new tables and chairs for the set. And believe God for the 100-fold return. So you wait for God. You're going to send him $30. You're going to wait for God to give you $3,000. And God's not going to respond to a gimmick. Now, there are a lot of rich people who are dumb. A lot of rich people have gone bankrupt. I can name names. And I can name a whole lot of athletes that have gone bankrupt. Okay, so poor people, whether you're extremely poor or poor, which is not much difference, need to stop being dumb. We need to buy land, build houses, learn how to stretch the money, learn how to garden, process your own food. Don't live like the Joneses. The Joneses is broke. You take like some people, they got jobs that they don't deserve because they're dumb. They are not the best and brightest. Sometimes it just amazes me how these dumb people get these good jobs. And they're not the best and brightest. I always expected the best and the brightest to have the best job, but that's not true. There's some dumb people that got good jobs. But nevertheless, you want to avoid being poor, the poorest of the poor. Why? How? You got to stop being dumb. If you live in the woods, go buy the woods. Go buy the land. Build your own house. Stretch your money. Learn how to garden. Learn how to plant a tree. Learn how to process food. Learn how to process your own food. Poor people need to stop being dumb. We need wisdom. Have a nice day. Bye.